There's a lot of anticipation here. Let me step out of the way and show you the big sign here on the lawn in front of the family home. Welcome home, Danny. He spoke this morning in New York City at Kennedy Airport about everything he's gone through right after his plane landed with an overnight flight.
No, don't wait.
Within minutes of landing from overseas at Kennedy Airport, Danny Fenster is hugging his mother, father, and brother. For the last 5.5 months, he's been locked up with no end in sight. He was working in Myanmar as a journalist, was arrested during the violent military takeover, the government. He had only one brief glimpse of efforts to get him out.
Maybe some police aide that could speak a little bit of English would flash a picture on his phone of my entire family wearing T-shirts with my face on it on CNN, which was a pretty bizarre thing to see.
Fenster says he went into prison thinking he'd have some standing, wanted to turn off the lights to sleep. They didn't let him.
And then you read for as many hours as you can focus on the book that you have. And then you go outside and you walk in a circle for a little while. And I would jog. It's a very small little circle to jog around.
Fenster was not beaten. His wife there was allowed to visit him every 2 weeks and bring him food. He was sentenced on Friday by the military government to 11 years of hard labor for working as a journalist. Over the weekend, he was moved and sat for a day until he was told his fate.
A police officer sat down and said, "You've been charged with these crimes and found guilty. We're going to offer you this pardon, and you're going to leave right now."
Former ambassador and former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson led a private team that negotiated for 2 weeks to get the release. They bargained with much-needed items for Myanmar and its 55 million people.
Food, enormous food shortages, enormous vaccine shortages.
Congressman Andy Levin from Huntington Woods was in New York, said everyone from the family here to U.S. officials to other nations all played a role to pull off this huge release.
I wondered what you could possibly think. Like, why isn't my family getting me out of here? And I'm telling you, brother, what they did just blew me away.
Now, Fenster and all the others in New York said they have an ongoing mission to free the other American journalists still held in Myanmar, as well as others in other countries like Paul Whelan in Russia, the mother and children who were working as missionaries in Haiti and captured earlier this year. Fenster says he will have a brief celebration with his family and then work on that mission. Reporting live in Huntington Woods, Jim Kurtzner, 7 Action News.
All right, Jim, certainly an emotional day for the family of Danny Fenster and him to return home. Thank you for your update. And you can find continuing coverage of Danny's detainment and his journey home on our website, WXYZ.com.